did these characters years ago, I never thought I was creating a universe. I was working for a publisher named Martin Goodman. And if I didn't please him and do everything he wanted, I'd be fired, and I needed my job. So when he'd say, Stan, and we published everything. We weren't just doing superhero comics. We had westerns, we had teenage comics, we had animated comics, we had horror comics, we had war stories, everything you could think of. And the superheroes were a very small part of in fact, I think when I did the Fantastic Four, we didn't have any superheroes. We mainly had monster books at that time. So one day he said to me, Stan, I think we ought to get into superheroes because the Superman company is doing pretty well. So I came up with the Fantastic Four. We didn't think it was going to be anything that sensational. It sold well. So he said, hey, give me another superhero. So, you know, I came up with whatever it was, the X-Men or the Hulk, I can't remember the order of them. But each time I did it, I was just dreaming something up to hold my job. Because before that, he would say, I want a Western book. So I came up with the Black Rider and the Outlaw Kid and God knows what. Or he'd say, I want a teenage book. So I came up with Millie the Model and Tessie the Typist and Nellie the Nurse. I was in a rut with those names. And so again, it didn't feel like anything special, except after a while the books caught on. And people started talking about them, and and that's when I decided to change the name of the company. We were called, I think, Atlas at the time, and I figured we need a better name. All of a sudden, we really have fans, which I never felt we had before. So the very first book that Martin Goodman had ever published years ago was called Marvel Mystery Comics. And it had the Human Torch and the Submariner and a character called the Angel and a few others I don't remember in it. So I thought Marvel was a good word. And I love advertising. I figured I could use a name like Marvel for catchphrases like, make mine Marvel, Marvel marches on. Welcome to the Marvel world of comics. I loved the name, and we called the line Marvel Comics. National Comics, which at that time was doing Superman and Batman, they decided if we're changing our name, they're going to change theirs. They hired a guy. I didn't know you could hire name changes, but they found a guy and they paid him money to come up with a good name. And what did he come up with? DC Comics. So we had Marvel, and they had DC. I mean, it was really funny. And that's the most long-winded answer I'll bet you've ever gotten to a simple question. I'm looking over there. It sounded like the question came from there. It probably came from there. I have no way of knowing.
Thank you.
Thank you.